like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV. Again, this day we'll be talking politics, District 7. We have a candidate in the House, that controversial flyer. We'll talk about that. 436 MeTV, option 11. Back with our live program and our guest. You can call in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Back here on the program, talking about politics on this day on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno, live on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6, and you're welcome to call in at 436 MeTV option 11. Do turn down the sound. And I want to talk today about District number 7. Of course, there was a controversy there with the flyer, a big controversy. Mike Wells, who's trying to unseat Clint Olivier, he is the incumbent in District number 7. A tough task indeed, but he finds himself on the defense, backpedaling and having to answer questions about a very controversial flyer that went out here recently. Let's take you to the graphic. I'll show you. That is the flyer right there. That's exactly what it looks like. Shockingly, it contains an image of the Auschwitz Nazi death camp during World War II. However, the person who designed and created the mailer does not live in the city of Fresno. Nonetheless, she was relieved of her duties, no longer works for Mike Wells. Wells has taken responsibility for the flyer. In fact, he apologized, saying he doesn't know how or why the graphic designer chose to use those particular buildings. Wells said he asked the designer to find a photograph of urban blight and somehow came up with that. Shockingly, as I said, of course, the mistake gives Wells instant name recognition and publicity. Live in our studio right now is Mike Wells, candidate for City Council District number 7. And graciously, he is here in our studio to answer the tough questions about the flyer. Hey, he's not shying away or backing away. He's already apologized, and he's here to answer your questions too. So take advantage of it. 436 MeTV option 11. Do turn down the sound. We'll talk to the one and only Mike Wells when we come back on our live program in just a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Back here in our program, District 7, Mike Wells trying to unseat the incumbent. A very tough job. Clint Olivier's been in there for the last, 4 years, Mike?
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Thank you, John. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
I'm doing well.
Yeah. So, I want to put that flyer back up. Go ahead and put that still back up. Okay. I mean, how could somebody make a mistake like this? It's almost to the point of being outrageous and insulting.
Yeah, we agree. The image on the left is what I ultimately approved. They gave me a proof of our flyer with an image of me and my wife on the front side, and on the back side was some bullet points about Clint Olivier's record, and the image in the back was I asked to find a image that depicts the conditions of our downtown neighborhoods. We had a volunteer that was working with us on some of our mailings and our flyer.
A graphic designer.
Right, yeah. She was a graphic designer that in her spare time she was volunteering to help us. And so asked and suggested that we, in the background of the bullet points about Clint Olivier's record, that we put an image that depicts the conditions of our downtown neighborhoods.
So why not go downtown with a cell phone, take a snapshot of some blight, and put it in a flyer and mail it out instead of picking out a building? Didn't this graphic
Absolutely.
designer know
Right.
that you just don't go to the internet and pick out anything if you're depicting the city of Fresno, specifically District 7,
Well,
and then of all things to pick Auschwitz, my God,
Right.
where millions of Jews died in World War II.
Right.
You
Well,
can see how
according-
insulting that
Oh,
is.
of course, and we've already gone over that and apologized about that. To answer the question, that's exactly what I had in mind, a picture of one of the decrepit buildings in District 7, and a few days later, when I was given the proof to approve, I saw it over the email, and I thought, I don't recognize that building. From what I was looking at, I was thinking that could be a building in District 7. I don't recognize it. If I had, of course, I should have asked, is this in Fresno? Or if it's not, let's put one in Fresno, and it would have been over with. Wouldn't have even had to ask, where did you find it? How did you find it? I would have just said, oh, I have one on my iPhone, let's use it. But instead of asking those questions, I said, well, that's close to what I had in mind. Let's print it, let's go. And a few days later, things hit the fan, and I'm sure a lot of people have already seen the images
All right.
of.
Got a call here, Mike. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Quickly, what's your question?
Is it going to affect his status to run for office with that flyer they put out?
Okay, let him answer. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, thank you. I think the day it hit the news on Monday, we lost some supporters in the hours and days in the follow-up. People realized what was really going on. I think we gained some supporters. So I think in the long run, I think people realized that it was a mistake, and we put it behind us, and we focus on the issues. And I think we're going to win the election based on the issues.
All right, I'm gonna roll a videotape of the apology, but before I do, I want to say this. There have been those who suggested that perhaps this was a stunt that was done on purpose, and you can clear this up, so you can come on and apologize and play the role of the victim and therefore gain sympathy. Is that true or false?
Right. Well,
You've heard that too.
Yeah, George Hostetter asked me that exact question, and he said, is that true or false? And I said, well, George, of course that's false. And, he, in his piece on his blog, he didn't include my answer. He just continued the speculation, which makes...
Well, George is a regular here on Connect with Me.
Yeah, well,
he's our buddy. But,
he's a great guy. He has entertaining pieces. I wish he had included my response.
Is that true or false?
Well, like I told George, and like I told you 15
it's
seconds ago, it's false.
Okay,
of course
it's false. All right.
Yeah.
You want to hear your apology? Let's play it. Let's roll it, and we'll listen to it.
I've heard it before. But
Okay,
in
let's
case
play it
there's
one more.
anyone who hasn't, let's roll the apology, and then we'll move on and talk about Clint Olivier's voting record.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
I'd like to start off by just saying that it's with deep regret that we realized that a photograph in the mailer that we sent out to many residents of District 7 contains an image which it turns out is from a concentration camp from World War II era. And when I found that out yesterday, during or after an earlier press conference, I was very disturbed to find that out. I find it very offensive. It's at odds with my faith and the multi-faith community that I've been a part of for many years. So I want to sincerely apologize to everyone, especially people who I understand received the mailer and were immediately saw it for what it was, the image on it, and were offended by it and troubled by it.
I appreciate when people understand that they've made a mistake and step up and account for that. And then as we go forward, we look to do everything we can to focus on making it better for all of our inhabitants.
That was Rabbi Rick Weiner, who has also been a guest on this program. And one more question about this Auschwitz thing. Why didn't you look at that and say, hey, where is that building in District 7? I don't recognize that building. Can you tell me if that building's in District 7? Why didn't you say that before it got...
Right, yeah.
That was another thing that Hofstadter mentioned in his blog.
Yeah, good point. It was sent to me an email. I asked myself that question and thought, well, I don't recognize it. It looks like it could be. I don't recognize it. Again, of course, it was only the image.
Yeah.
The one image on the left of the screen. When they reported this on TV, they showed lots of other Nazi images, and the Washington Post reported that those were on my flyer. So, anyways.
But you didn't ask the question.
Only to myself, and I should.
But you didn't ask it out loud to anybody. Where's that building? Exactly. Is that in District 7?
And that's what my apology was all about.
Yeah, and that was your mistake. You didn't ask that.
Yeah.
And
terrible mistake.
Yeah, and don't hire people working for your campaign who don't know the difference between Fresno and Auschwitz.
Well, lesson learned, definitely. I appreciate Rick Weiner, the rabbi, coming on.
Good guy.
Very good guy. Clint Olivier called him about the flyer incident.
Yeah.
And asked him to appear with him in the press conference, and Rick was gracious enough to appear with me the next day.
We got a call coming in. Caller, quickly, what's your question?
Hello, is it me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, quickly.
So can I.
Okay, now, Clint turned around and voted against the taxes on the water, on the sewage line, for the $440 million bond that you're going to float. Now, are you going to vote for the residents, 110,000 residents of Fresno, or are you going to vote against this like the other 5 city council members did?
Good question.
If you need help with the question, ask your moderator, because he knows Doug Vagan real well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Vagum. Our buddy Vagum.
Yeah,
we have a lot of friends here on Connect With Me.
Sure.
Go ahead and answer the question, please.
Sure. I talked with Doug Vagum about that issue. This is right on the heels. Vagum was a big part of stopping the privatization of trash, and so right on the heels of that, he picked up the next issue, was upgrading Fresno's water system.
Right, but he says that's a
fraud. Which are two very different issues, in my opinion. I think Doug's main thing is he wants, instead of letting the city council make the decision, kind of in the spirit of Measure G, anti-Measure G, let the voters decide.
Right.
Which
well, he claims it's for that east side development, for that infrastructure out there, going out towards Sanger.
Right. Well, I think the city council approved a major upgrade to Fresno's water system, which includes using surface water to replenish our aquifer. And, Fresno's water infrastructure, there's some parts that are made out of bamboo because it's 100 years old. Right. So we needed the upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm very much in favor of making it less expensive for people who can't afford to pay it.
I'm going to ask you more about the water rates, but we got to take a break here on Connect With Me. You are watching us on Comcast and 43.6. Back in just a moment.
Now, why don't you tell us the whole story right from the beginning? All right, from the beginning. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon.
Program?
We got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Okay, short on time here, so we got to go zip by these really quick. Let's put up that district map so you can see all the districts and where they are related in relation to District Number 7. That's the district that Mike Wells is running in against Clint Olivier. And then District 7 looks like, whoops, that's District 1. Hey, we don't want that. We want District 7. There it is. Right there, that's your District 7 map.
District 7 is the heart of the city.
It's the heart, yeah, it basically is the heart of Fresno, no question about that.
It's the only district surrounded by other districts.
So biggest problem that you see facing District 7 is what?
District 7 contains some of Fresno's oldest neighborhoods, and
is it crime? Is it business?
It's crime. It's the wrong kinds of businesses that don't provide good living wage jobs.
Like what?
Well, they just approved a new Walmart supercenter that's going to provide a lot of really bad-paying jobs where people still have to be on food,
So you're not in
food
favor of
stamps
that?
and welfare and Medi-Cal.
You're not in favor of that?
I'm not in favor of those kinds of jobs. No, we need good projects. We need to focus our city's resources on our older downtown neighborhoods instead of subsidizing urban sprawl on the edges of town.
Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to put up a picture of Mark Standrift, okay? And hired by the city, by the mayor,
right.
$125,000 a year out of Sacramento. Good move or bad move?
Probably a smart move by the mayor. I don't know if that's the best way to spend our city's resources.
So you disagree with the move?
Sure, yes.
Mayor Ashley Swearingen running for state controller. Is she in charge of the city, or is she abandoning the city because she's gallivanting all over the state running for office?
You know, it's funny because a lot of people, I'm a Democrat, a lot of Democrats say anything that the mayor's for must be bad, but I disagree about that. She's done a lot of good stuff.
So it's okay for her to run for state controller?
I wish she would finish out her 2 years because I think her legacy could be revitalizing downtown neighborhoods. That's one good thing that she's been doing, and I look forward to partnering with her on some of those good things. You know, I don't think she wants her legacy to be some of the other
I want to
things.
get into this Clint Olivier thing, and let's put his picture up so you can see what he looks like. Here is a picture of Clint Olivier. He is a former newscaster at Channel 30 and KMPH. There he is on the KMPH 10 o'clock news set. His billboard has a picture of him sitting on the KMPH news set. No question about that. He's running for a second term. He is the incumbent. So his vote on BRT, I want to put the buses up, because BRT was a very controversial issue, and Clint initially voted against BRT in January, then came back a couple of months later and voted in favor of BRT. Why did he do that, in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, it was for political reasons. He voted against the good version of BRT, and then he voted for not as good, a watered-down version that takes some of the resources off of Blackstone and Kings Canyon Avenues, puts them on Shaw Avenue.
Buses are smaller
than originally
planned. Stations are further apart, and you have a special bus lane that bus has its own lane.
Well, actually, they took out the dedicated lane, and the plan that they approved, it's not as good. It's not as rapid.
Well, they took out the dedicated, but that was in the original plan in January. So which plan are you in favor of?
I'm in favor of the plan that was approved by city councils and overwhelmingly by the people a couple of years ago. It was only in this last year.
So you don't like the January plan or the March plan?
That was the January plan that had been in the pipeline.
Yeah, I'm confused as to what plan you like. Do you like the January plan better because the buses are bigger?
The one that was turned down.
The one that was turned down in January.
That's the one that was approved by previous city councils and by the people of Fresno.
$14 million more for the city of Fresno, but that's federal money, of course.
Right, it would be, I think the federal grant is still the same. It's taking $14 million and spending it on Shaw Avenue.
You're saying Clint changed his vote because why? It was a swap for giving Mayor Ashley Swearingen what she wants, and then what did he get in return?
Well, that's a great question. District 7, the people of District 7 sure didn't get anything in return.
What did Clint get in return?
That's a great question for Clint. I know that he's gotten some campaign contributions. He's gotten...
From who?
Well, we could look at his contribution record. I know that Walmart has donated to his campaign. I know that trash collection private companies have donated to his campaign. I think the mayor's PAC has donated to his campaign.
This all happened. Okay, some of this happened after the BRT vote?
I'm sure some of it happened before and some of it happened after. I think the point is that the BRT is one example of many that Clint Olivier has voted for things that benefit developers making projects on the edges of town and don't benefit the people of District 7 in the heart of the city.
I want to say this about Clint Olivier. Good guy, I know him, but he won't come on this program. I want to explain to our viewers what happened here. I was hosting and filling in for Bill Manders on Power Talk 96.7, and Clint came on after the BRT vote, and I asked him, I said, you sound like a flip-flopper to me. It's online, you can go listen to the interview, and he got very upset. And I will say this.
Well, you're not the only one that calls him a flip-flopper.
Let me finish. short on time here. He penciled himself in on my own calendar right there with his own handwriting, put his cell number down, put his email down, and then after the flip-flop interview, and I called him a flip-flopper on this issue, on BRT issue, he decided not to come back, not to appear on this show. I sent him a text on his cell phone, put the text up, and I'll show you. This is the response text that Clint Olivier sent me, not available in May. Please do not contact me at this number. Again, if you need to contact me for any reason, please contact my chief of staff, Claudia Reese, at 621-8000. I tried calling her, and I talked to her one time. I never heard back, and I've called several times. So Clint refusing to appear on this program, at least for now. Maybe he'll change his mind, but he changed his mind and he flip-flopped on Measure G and
That's
BRT.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately. I've received almost identical text from Clint a couple of months ago myself.
Not to contact him?
Right. He said, please don't contact me ever again.
Why?
Because I'm running against him.
Okay, Fulton Mall. Let's put that up. Good or bad move by the city? $17 million of federal money to open this thing up to cars. You like it or don't you like it?
They had three options that all included investing in downtown Fresno, so I like all of that. And I'm going to go with the experts. I think Craig Sharton's one of the best experts on downtown revitalization.
So you think yes, it's okay?
Yeah, I'm supportive of the move that the city council made.
How's that gonna attract people to go downtown?
Well, you know, the Fulton Mall, the way it is right now, is one of my favorite places in the city, and one of my other favorite places is...
It might be one of your favorite places, but you're not answering my question. How's that going to get people to go downtown?
Because it's going to become, instead of a exclusively pedestrian mall, it's going to be more like Olive Street in the Tower District now, which is car-friendly, pedestrian-friendly, bike-friendly, business-friendly, and I think that's going to create a better downtown experience for everybody.
And people want to flock down there. It'll be a better atmosphere or what?
The people who want to go down there right now, like I do all the time, it's going to be easier for people to get there in their cars. It's going to be easier in the bus. It's going to be good.
Okay. Hey, at least you showed up and you're talking about the issues. See,
well, I appreciate the invitation, and,
right.
and we want to focus on the issues going forward. That's for sure.
Got to go to break. Mike Wells is here running City Council District Number 7 against Clint Olivier, 436-MeTV option 11. Do call in. Do turn down the sound. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
What to do about the Fresno Grizzlies? They lost $1.3 million last year, a drain on the city. They get that $1 million a year from Chichansi Casino, of course, but they're losing money. The city is losing money. So what to do about the Grizzlies? Should they stay in town? I mean, I guess they're here to stay. They're under contract, but I mean, it's such a financial drain. What do you do about it?
They should absolutely stay in town. I'm a partial season ticket holder. I love going to the Fresno Grizzlies game. Only been to one so far this year. But downtown neighborhood revitalization, if we make downtown work, the downtown business core, Fulton Mall area.
But you have to have more than just a ballpark,
that's
a baseball
right.
team and a baseball game to attract people. I go to the Grizzlies too, and I love baseball. I love the Grizzlies, and I go to their games and I show up there, and it's a sparse crowd every time. So what do you need to do what do you need to put in downtown surrounding the ballpark that will make them come?
Yeah, well, I suggest when you go to the ball game, enter through Kern Street on the Fulton Mall, exit through Kern Street on the Fulton Mall. Walk.
But there's nothing but the ball game.
2-minute walk.
Give them a reason to go.
Go to Peeves Pub and local market after the game.
Okay.
Get a beer. Buy some locally produced.
But that's not working.
Produce.
You need to do more. What would you suggest?
Well, I suggest one of the reasons
I'm talking about what do you suggest the city do to build that area up?
Right. You
talked about blight.
There's nothing that's overnight, and one of the reasons I'm here today is I've been involved in the planning process that takes a while to get planned out, approved, and then implemented.
I mean, if you want to see blight, go to the ballpark, walk outside the ballpark, and the surrounding areas full
well,
of
the good
blight.
news is the J.C. Penney building has a new owner. It's going to have a rooftop sports bar.
Right.
It's going to have some apartment units in it. It's going to have retail on the bottom floor. So these are things that, even though they're in the works right now, they're not going to be finished this year. It might take a while.
Yeah.
So we got to think
though.
long term. It's a slow process, and but our city needs a makeover, and we're getting a makeover. But it's not like those TV shows where it happens in 45 minutes.
No, it's not going to happen in 45 minutes. But we've had years to solve this problem. It's never been solved.
Well,
I mean, am I the only one who sees the blight? For God's sake.
No, our campaign's all about the blight that we have in District 7 and all over Fresno.
Ballpark, it's all around there.
That's right.
You got blinders on.
We're working on it, but it's 3 steps forward,
I know.
2 steps back.
I know,
We got to
I
stay
know.
the course.
Got a call coming in. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Alfredo Mendoza. I would like to ask you guys about the ballpark. What is happening with the ballpark is people are always having to go out and pay the meters. Why don't they make it so that it's meter friendly when the baseball is on?
Good question. All right. Thank you,
Great question. And that's the kind of input that, it sounds like a long time ago, 2 years ago, there was a lot of community input into what do we do about that. And it's been written up in the downtown Fulton Corridor specific plan, the downtown neighborhoods community plans that are going through the process of being improved and then implemented. And so we got to solve these things by continuing to do the day-by-day hard work instead of, a new city councilman saying, oh, I wasn't on city council when we approved that, therefore let's stop the whole process. We can't have that.
We've got 2 minutes left. I got to get to 2 other quick issues. Fresno Police Department, a couple of years ago, the city said take a 6% pay cut, a concession. The police union, Jackie Parks, came back and said, hey, we'll take a 6% pay cut if you give us a 1-year contract extension. And the city said, no, I don't think so. And so we haven't heard hide nor hair about this issue. Should the police take a 6% pay cut or make concessions financially? Yes or no?
Voluntarily, that's up to them if they want to do that, if everyone else is doing that.
Should the city make them?
We shouldn't balance the budget on the backs of city employees. And trash privatization was one example of
Fresno Fire
that.
Department, the mayor wants to order some new equipment. That's going to cost money. She wants to add some firemen and firewomen to the force. Would you agree with that?
We need more cops. We need more firemen. What we don't need is more neighborhoods on the edge of town that create the need for new fire stations.
So you're in favor of more policemen? 711 on staff now. You want more?
We've lost a lot.
Want more.
Neighborhood safety includes neighbors being involved in neighborhood safety, and it includes having cops.
But you want more cops
on bicycles.
Yeah.
Community-oriented policing.
And you want more firemen and new equipment.
We need to increase the city's revenues, so we're able to provide service levels for code enforcement. We balance the budget by laying off code enforcement.
Okay, we got 10 seconds left. How do they get in touch with you if they want to donate to your campaign? Got 10 seconds.
MikeForFresno.com, Mike for Fresno on Facebook. MikeForFresno.com has a very easy online donation, volunteer sign-up process.
Mike, good to see you.
John, thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, you're a gentleman. Stay put. We're not done yet. Got credits and all that.
Oh, great.
Hey, Mike Wells running for City Council District 7 against Clint Olivier. We're back with another edition of Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. And a lively discussion it was today, and more to come tomorrow. See you then.
Frigidaire. It means the first electric refrigerator, the first room air conditioner, the first compact electric range. It means a history of innovations that give you the best results and make your home life better. And now we introduce our latest innovation in cooking, the Frigidaire Gallery Range with Symmetry Double Ovens. It's designed to cook multiple dishes at multiple temperatures, so you can prepare the entire meal at the same time. And our latest innovation in cleaning, the Frigidaire Orbit Clean Dishwasher. Its unique wash arm gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.